Hey guys, welcome back to Tasty Cakes. Today, on a very special episode, I will be joined by my family who is absolutely insane, so please forgive any interruptions because it's just gonna happen, that's how we are. Today, case in point, we're making a cookies and cream cake for my sister. Oh my god. We're making a cookies and cream cake for my sister Christina, right there. Her birthday is in 2 days. Happy birthday. The first thing we need to do here is preheat our oven to 350 degrees. We lined 2 9-inch cake pans with flour and butter. If you have cooking spray, that works as well. Parchment paper is also great. In a large bowl, you're going to put 2 cups of all-purpose flour with 2 cups of granulated sugar, 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and a teaspoon of salt. In this measuring cup here, I have a cup of buttermilk, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 2 large eggs at room temperature. And we've just mixed each mixture together, and it's a super easy assembly, as you will see. So what do we do next, Mom?
Well, you whisk your dry ingredients together, make sure they're blended really well. And to the dry ingredients, we're just going to pour the liquid ingredients in and whisk them till they're well blended.
Oh, you're a natural.
Oops. And that happens.
And then we're also going to be putting in 1 cup of boiling water into this as well. This is so much easier when someone else helps you. Okay, and
The batter will look a little thin, but that's the way it's supposed to be.
that's fine. A lot of chocolate cake batter actually turns out really thin, but boiling water is a common step in a lot of chocolate cake batters that turn out really moist and fluffy. I've used this one a lot and I love it. So pour your prepared batter into 2 greased 9-inch cake pans. If you want to be super nitpicky and use a scale, that's probably best because they'll be the exact same, but I'm just going to eyeball because that's what I do. And then once these are poured in, your pans are going to bake them at 350 for about 30 minutes. As I always say, please start checking them at about 4 minutes before the timer goes off, just because they can easily overbake. So make sure you start checking them before it goes off, just so you can prevent that from happening. So my cakes were in the oven for about 28 minutes. Like I said, sometimes they're done a little bit before the timer goes off. That's fine. Just start checking them about 4 minutes before your timer goes off, just so you don't overbake them. In here I have my cream cheese frosting. If you watched my episode last week, I made this. All I did differently was fold in about 2 cups of crushed Oreos that my sister did for me. Thank you very much for doing that. And in here I made my, oh my god, are you serious? And in here I made a chocolate ganache. Again, I made this 2 weeks ago with white chocolate. I just used semi-sweet. This was 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate with 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream that I did on a double boiler. So that is super simple as well. So what I'm gonna do to assemble this cake is I'm just gonna take most of my cream cheese frosting here. It's a cookies and cream cake, so there's lots of Oreos in here. I'm just gonna put a nice hefty layer in the middle, because this is really the star of the cake here. Okay, and then you want to make sure you have the domed side of your cake up so that it's nice and flat in the middle. Just lay it on top like that. And now our ganache is going to go right on top. You want to make sure you let this thicken a little bit, so after it's done melting on the stove, give it some time to sit at room temperature for about 10 minutes so it gets nice and thick. And just use a spoon to spread it over the top and let it drizzle down the sides here. And there we go. I have these little mini Oreos that I thought would be great to put on top. So I have some cream cheese frosting that I put in what would normally be a piping bag. This is a plastic bag that I cut the tip off of. So if you don't have a piping bag, just use a plastic bag, cut the tip off, and it'll work pretty much the same way. So I'm just gonna do little bits of frosting around the top of this cake here. And then, so we know exactly what's in there, gonna do little mini Oreos on top like this. This is impossible. As you can see, that was not very hard for such an impressive cake. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today for Tasty Cakes. Of course, I'll be back every Friday with another episode. And from my family to yours, we wish you a very happy holidays. Thank you guys for joining me every Friday. If you've subscribed already, thank you so much. It means so much to me. If you haven't, please press the subscribe button. Join us in wishing my sister a happy birthday, even though they cannot take me seriously right now.
Happy birthday!
Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.
Feliz Navidad.
Cut it out. Okay.